Good morning. We are picking up with the verse 15 of Acts 13. We mentioned about the synagogue service. The only reference in the Old Testament to synagogue is in Psalm 74:8. And they said to themselves, "We will utterly subdue them. They burned all the meeting places of God in the land." Now, this is all the Old Testament, so that's where the word synagogue, it's a meeting place. It's a gathering. It's amazing how the word church has come about, and it came from the Greek word ekklesia, which means called out ones. Ek is out, and ekklesia is to call. So called out ones. The synagogue did not exist as an establishment or as an institution until the Babylonian captivity. Yet it seems likely that there were meeting places of God throughout the land of Israel. When Israel was obedient, these were not places of sacrifice, but places of prayer and hearing the scriptures. The synagogue building had two parts, one for prayer and one for preaching and worship. The other room was for the learned men and for discipline or being discipled and education. So here's how the service would go in the synagogue. First, they would recite the Shema. The Shema is from Deuteronomy chapter 6, where it says, "The Lord our God is one." And they would put this in the mezuzah, which was like a little container, and they put it on their doorpost. And they would kiss it every time they go in and out of the door. This was followed by prayers, and then the reading of the law and the prophets, and then the sermon would follow. Any learned person, usually man, of course, would preach, and then that was followed by the benediction, the closing. So again, the two parts of the building, one for prayer, preaching, and worship, the other for the learned men for discipline and education. So education is a vital part of the growing process of the Jewish faith.